Hey everybody, it's your boy Nick26 here, back with another fishing video. It's a beautiful day out here on the California Delta in late September. The fall run is here, the shad are running, so I wanted to talk to you about my favorite rig to throw this time of the year. Getting straight into it, the Zoom Super Fluke. That's right, Gene Jensen, you aren't the only fisherman on YouTube that considers himself a Flukemaster. This is one of my highest confidence baits, one of my top 5 of all time baits. I can't even describe to you how effective and how much I love throwing this bait. So, getting straight into it, Zoom Super Fluke is a soft jerk bait and should be treated as so. Quite simply, you need an offset worm hook. Don't use an EWG hook, not for weightless style flukes. It just doesn't work as good. You want a light wire hook too for easier penetration, increase your hookup ratio a lot. So quite simply, the trick with this is to use the right hook. I use a 3/0 worm hook, and to hook it upside down, what you want to do is you want to hook it right in there, right in the nose. And instead of bringing that hook through the back and down through the belly, you want to bring it up through the belly and down the back. You're actually hooking this rig upside down. It's far more effective that way. This little pocket in here hides the hook too much, and it actually decreases your hookup ratio. So by flipping this bait upside down like I've showed you here, you're going to increase your hookup ratio a lot. This is meant to be thrown weedless and weightless, so you can quite simply throw this just like this, like a Senko. You can tie it on, throw it out, let it sink, count to 10, give it a jerk. If there's nothing on it, reel it back in, move down, toss it just like a Senko. You don't even have to do anything, just dead stick it. Now, another way to use this bait is to drop shot it. You can put this on a Delta drop shot, which is quite simply a Texas rigged drop shot, and that's highly effective. Just use your weight and then drop shot it from the top, throw it in the rocks or in the weeds. Highly effective way to use that bait. It's also very effective as, you know, a swim jig trailer, spinner bait trailer. I also throw these as chatterbait trailers, which are all highly effective. I like the straight tail, not the paddle tail on my trailers, just because it gives it a little more natural presentation, and that paddle doesn't interfere with the front of the bait, the skirt, the blade, etc. So going into my favorite way to throw a, sorry, I dropped my weight there. Going into my favorite way to throw a fluke is basically just like I told you, is you tie it up just like this, weightless. However, down the line, you are going to notice I have this barrel swivel right here. And the reason for that is that will keep your bait from barreling in the water. When you try to use it like a jerk bait, you toss it out there and you want to jerk it. When that happens, if you don't use that barrel swivel, your bait will often just flip around very unnaturally in the water and you just won't get bit. It just doesn't look right. So use that barrel swivel. Give yourself about a foot leader and you will find that your fluke will not flip over. You know, the barrel will swivel rather than the bait, so that'll help you a lot. Very big tip. Another way I really like to throw this bait is you could throw it Texas rigged. Use it just like a swim bait, put a hook in it. At this point I like to go with the EWG since I'm doing Texas rigged, and hook it in there. Put your bullet weight on the front, and you can burn it, you could bob it anyway, just like a normal Texas rig. Catch a lot of fish doing that as well. Another really unique Way I like to fish this bait is go back to the EWG hook, and you're actually gonna hook this properly this time. Come around, and what you can do with the EWG style hook, it's like this this one's pretty toast. What you can do with this EWG style hook is you can take one of these gremlin weights and you can actually put it on the bend of the EWG hook, and what you end up with is something like this. Now, this will get your bait to fall straight every single time. If you look how I have that hooked up, you tie it right here. A lot of the times when you Texas rig this bait, it's gonna fall nose down like this, and it's gonna move like this. Sometimes when you want to fish it more horizontally against the current, or you're looking to straighten out your bait, like this is what you want to do, because then you pull the bait up, this will slide into place, and this will bring you straight down vertically every time. You won't get any more of that, you know, bottom feeding the with the tail up. You'll get a much more natural approach. So when the current is really hard to deal with, I'll pull that out. So those are just a few ways to throw the fluke. Another way I really like to enjoy, I'm gonna stand back a little bit. As you can see here, I'm throwing double flukes. I actually have 2 barrel swivels on here. This one, the top one, isn't even tied on at all. As you can see, it swings freely. All you're gonna wanna do is put 1 barrel swivel, free line, and then a second you're going to wanna actually fasten down like that. So that way this one can not slide over that one, and you got yourself a little V shape. Now you can run 2 liters on that. Let me step back and show you that I actually have 2 flukes right here with the barrels there. So now I'm running 2 weightless flukes, and during the shad spawn, when the shad are thick and you know they are pairing up and they're mating and they're migrating, I like to run 2. Most of the year I only run 1. It's all you really need, but this time of the year when the shad are plentiful, I like to throw 2. I throw it out there, jerk pause, jerk pause. You know, they eat it up. Slam the hook on them, reel them in, catch tons of fish. It's a lot of fun when you catch double fish, catch 2 and you're fighting 2 fish. So with that being said, those are the ways that I throw the fluke in the California Delta. Color wise, I pretty much only use white. I am actually trying to mimic baby striper, and I can see that white fluke from very far out. It's also another reason why I like to use white, is for myself, so I can see it. You know, when these fish, when these flukes are gliding around and jerking, they're very fun to watch them glide, and it can be very pleasing to just see how they dart all around. It's a lot of fun, and when you see one just disappear, you know that it just got eaten and you want to really set the hook. So I throw this on an eye rod, the Marty Stone 7'2", medium heavy. It's actually made for throwing like vibrating jigs and swim jigs, but it absolutely works perfect for throwing flukes. So a medium heavy 7 to 7.5 foot is where you want to be. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you haven't already, get out there and try throwing the fluke. Try throwing anything white right now. The shad or what the fish are eating. The jig bite is on right now. I'm gonna throw that out there for you. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Follow. The channel's growing. I appreciate all the support I'm getting. I'm going to be investing in a better camera, and I'm going to be getting out and actually doing some filming out here on the boat, on the water, doing some real live fish catching. So I appreciate the support that I've gotten so far, and if you haven't already, please again hit that follow and like button. I'm gonna be bringing you at least a couple videos a month, so again, I appreciate the support, and hey, maybe I'll see you out there on the Delta. Take care.